Multiple sclerosis, or MS, is one of the leading causes of neurological disability, affecting approximately 2.3 million people worldwide. In MS, the peak age of onset is around 30 years, and diagnosis is about 2 times more likely in women than in men. The symptoms of MS may include weakness in an arm or leg, sensory disturbances such as numbness, tingling, and pain, problems with balance and lack of coordination, fatigue, cognitive impairment, and problems with vision such as blurred or double vision. Most patients experience these symptoms as an initial series of recurrent deficits and remissions, which may be followed by progressive and worsening disability. In some patients, disability is continuously progressive from the onset of disease. The symptoms of MS are believed to result from underlying processes of inflammation and neurodegeneration. In particular, the inflammatory process causes destruction of myelin sheaths and axons, leading in turn to disruptions of neurotransmission.
The symptoms of multiple sclerosis depend on which part of the brain is involved. Usual symptoms are optic neuritis, where there is blurring of vision on one eye, and then imbalance, tingling or numbness on one side of the body, difficulty to walk, weakness of both lower limbs, bladder incontinence. Some patients develop pain in the face, trigeminal neuralgia. In the initial part of the disease, there is a lot of inflammation in the brain, and as time evolves, it gets into a degenerative phase of the disease. Roughly half of the patients, if untreated, develop disabilities and go on to the wheelchair in 15 years. So it is important to recognize multiple sclerosis very early and start treatment at the earliest to prevent consequences of the disease. Treatment of MS can be quite expensive. Some of those medications which are imported are quite expensive and out of reach of most of the patients. We need a kind of grant for patients who cannot afford this kind of expensive therapies, and if all the patients get support for the best possible care, then we can prevent disabilities in most of the patients. As we know, multiple sclerosis affects primarily young people who are productive, and if they get into disability, many of the patients lose their jobs. It causes a huge disability in their life, financially as well as socially, and affects the quality of life. So early diagnosis, initiation of appropriate treatment is what is required to take care of most persons with multiple sclerosis.
MS patients' families go through a lot of financial and emotional trauma, and I appeal to the public to help the MS Society in their encouragement and support of MS patients.
You know, if there's one thing we've realized in the last 1 year, is that we are not alone. There's always someone out there to help you pull through. I know it can feel so lonely sometimes, but please know that there's always someone here that loves you and is there for you.
And I'm pretty sure that we're going to soon find a cure for MS, so just hang in there and be positive.
You are warriors. Stay strong, stay positive.
Living with MS must be very, very challenging. We're all waiting for a breakthrough, and I'm sure that there will be a cure soon enough. Lots of love.
कभी-कभी बीमारी से ज्यादा बड़ा होता है अकेलापन, और हाँ, दूसरे शायद कभी नहीं समझ पाए कि आप पे एग्जैक्टली क्या गुजरती है। पर मैं और मेरे जैसे बहुत से लोग कोशिश तो कर ही सकते हैं। आप अकेले नहीं हैं। एक कदम तो बढ़ाइए।
I was shocked by the fact that there were millions like me across the country who weren't even aware of multiple sclerosis. Uniting all these multiple sclerosis persons, they gain strength from each other, and they're doing better and better and better.
Hi, my name is Jaya Matthew, and I'm the Joint Secretary of the Multiple Sclerosis Society of India, Bangalore chapter. At MSSI, we fight for causes that matter to persons with MS. And one of our major challenges has always been that the awareness levels of MS within our community is very low. And the impact of this is multifold. One, it proves to be a major barrier for the early diagnosis of MS. Two, it proves to be the root for discrimination at work, with a lot of assumption that once diagnosed, a person with MS cannot perform essential job functions effectively. which is so untrue. And one of the other major challenges that we grapple with is that our medications are very expensive, with patients having to pay anything between 10,000 to over a lakh every month, depending on one's condition. And what makes it all the more difficult is that on one hand, we have no medical subsidies whatsoever, and on the other hand, there is no insurance cover once diagnosed with MS. And it's here that I'd like to pause and invite you to partner with us on these initiatives and help enhance the lives of our persons with MS. Thank you.